What's up, guys? DMaxZ back here. Wanted to do a quick video on doing a transmission fluid swap on an L5P. So I don't know if I've shared yet, but I've recently purchased an L5P. I've always wanted one since they've came out. So I sold the LML and purchased myself a 2017 High Country L5P Duramax. It's got the full package I've always wanted, right? I must be getting a little older because I wanted all the nice fancy features, but still the power of the L5P. So I purchased this thing, went ahead and right away put the 5-inch exhaust on it and did a few other things there. Did new calipers in the rear because the brakes were shot, and come to find out the essentially the pistons or the slider pins were seized, which is very common in the 11 through current trucks with the slider pin. So got new calipers, put them on, all new pads, everything's good to go. Well, when I braked a little harder than normal, the truck will pull right. The steering is perfect, doesn't pull either way, so I knew it was more brake related. Went ahead and diagnosed, popped the caliper loose, and noticed not a lot of gravity-fed fluid coming through the driver's side. Went ahead and replaced the rubber line, fixed my issue. So now I'm just kind of keeping up on the maintenance of it. I've changed the oil, did the cat oil filter upgrade. I will do that every 5,000. I only put nice oil in it. Myself, with how expensive these trucks are, I always recommend to people just spend the money with the nice fluids, right? You already have a 30+ thousand, sometimes even $60,000 truck. Why cheap out on fluids, right? Maintain it very well. So today, what I'm doing in the truck, like I said, has the 5-inch. I won't say anything else. It's got a 5-position, different system settings on it, and I was passing somebody that was going lower than the speed limit on the road and limped the trans. So fluid looks all right, but something I've always done in every Duramax I've owned and I recommend to people is swap with the Castrol Transcend 668. Do it, put a PPE filter on it. Just a peace of mind knowing you got good fluid in there, right? It won't fix a broken transmission, right? So if you've limped your trans a lot, there's a problem, right? Now, what I found with these L5Ps is the 6-speeds handle very well. I'm not a 10-speed guy. I'll never own one. It's not an Allison transmission. It's just a license agreement to put the badge and the sticker on the hood, which is going away effective, I believe, next June. But I believe at the end of this year, it's fully done, right? But I think by June of next year, they have to remove all the badging on the trucks. I don't know why GM decided to go away from having Allison make them a transmission or just buy an Allison transmission to put behind the Duramaxes. I think the 10-speeds are junk. Of course, you could do a lot of work to them. I know a few people out there like FBH who's done a ton of work and investment into his 2020 plus platform and has got that trans running really well. But for a stock truck, you're not looking to make a lot of horsepower. The 6-speed's proven. Leave the 6-speed, right? So what I'm going to do today is swap the fluid in, and we're going to see, right? Because it does shift a little hard. Nothing I'm too scared of, but I just want to know it's got good fluid in it, and it's got brand new filters. Just since I bought the truck, right? It's got 188K on it, so it's very new. It's the lowest mileage thing I think I've bought from a diesel platform. My last LML had 450,000 on it, which I rebuilt the whole thing. So basically like 0 miles. So we'll do that. One other video I want to do on these transmissions and show people a lot of the newer GM vehicles, whether you have a 6L80, 6L90, Allison's, anything, they put a thermostat into the transmission lines. And then what that's supposed to do is heat up the fluid faster. It's supposed to open and then go through the cooler up front and your radiator support to let the fluid cool down. They do fail. But also, I think it runs a little too hot for my liking. I've seen up to 185, and I just don't like that. So I get some people will tell me that's all right. Yes, it is all right by OEM spec. I just don't like it. So I will be putting in the thermal bypass from WC Fab. I don't have that today, but I'll do another video of how to change that out. The part's about $65, and it's just a peace of mind, right, knowing it's done. I do have a few other plans for the truck though. I'll put a set of traction bars on it. I'll do a high flow bundle kit under the hood, which I record. Probably do a nice coolant pipe up there. I do want to do polar white, which because the truck is white. But it's just gonna be my daily. I want to keep it nice, and it says it's got nice wheels on it. I'm gonna get a set of winter wheels because it is first snow day yesterday here in Iowa. So I don't want to tear these rims up, right? Because I want to keep them nice, right? This is a nice truck, and I want to keep it that way. So I think what we'll do is I will show you here before I pull the truck in. I'm in my garage here, which is too small for the truck. It's a 24 by 24 garage. I'm working in the process, hopefully next spring, to go another 24 foot in length. So, you know, we'll have plenty of room then. And then I'll do probably 12 or 14 foot ceilings so I can eventually get a lift in here. It's been a dream of mine since I was very young to have a shop like that. But I'll show you here what to get, what your cost average will be if you... I'll put links down where you can get it. You can get it about anywhere. Even Amazon sells this stuff. Use OEM filters, of course. But I'll show you what we're going to do today, how much to add, and some of the cleaning procedures on the pan and why I'm so particular on it. But let's go ahead and show you the fluids. So if you look down here, I got some... That's a 6L90. That's a Allison 1000 from 6-speed from LML. But here... I buy it by the 5-gallon pails, Castrol Transcend 668. You can get this on Amazon for delivered to your door, usually within 1 or 2 days, for $190. I don't really usually dig around with the gallons or the quarts anymore. I buy the 5-gallon and I just measure it out myself because you're about $50 for, say, what is this, a gallon? Yeah, a gallon versus $190 for 5, right? So it's just cheaper, in my opinion, in the long run to do this route. I'm working on these trucks all the time. I use it for my race truck, right? So might as well just keep it on the shelf. The spin-on filter, I went ahead and purchased this. It's not much more. It's about $22 on Amazon than the OEM filter. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to swap this on just to have another peace of mind and make sure we're good to go there. For your filter, for your pan filter, this is just OEM. I got it on Amazon, but it is GM part. There's your part number, and we'll swap that in there. I do also, the gaskets on these things are quote-unquote reusable. I don't, right? If you're doing all this work, the last thing you want to do is have a leak on something, right, with how much expensive this fluid is. So what I usually like to do is just swap the gasket, which I think I get these from D-Max store. It's OEM. You can order from O'Reilly's too. OEM GM part number. Usually on your filter, so your internal filter, your gasket, say OEM. Do not go anything aftermarket. Say OEM. On your spin-on filter, this is a PPE, so it is technically an upgrade, but the Allison's just fine. I just figured for $5 extra, why not put a better filter on it and go that route. I did contemplate a deep pan. I do have a stock deep pan somewhere up there. This is my Duramax part shelf. Somewhere up here I have a deep pan that I could have used. It's a deep Allison pan. Yes, deep pans do work. Yes, it does keep it cooler. However, with this being a stock truck, I just want good fluid in it. I'll do the thermal bypass and I'll be just fine. Right? In order to do the deep pan, you have to get a deep filter. It is recommended as well to do a filter lock for merchant because the filter can just hang a little bit and starve the pump. Yes, people tell you don't need it. I think they're like $40. For the $40, just put a lock in. It's a peace of mind, right? You're gonna do it once and get it over with. So, but that's the parts list. I'll put the links down below. But you can get it on Amazon, right? Deliver your door 1 or 2 days. All this. I don't buy gaskets on Amazon. Every time they deliver on my front porch, they package them bent. I don't understand. Amazon, if you are packaging gaskets, keep them straight. Now, this is an Amazon package, but I put this in here. This was inside, so I just put it out here. I didn't want to get any dirt or grime on it. But let's get started. I'll pull the truck here in the garage, and we'll start the process. Alright guys, so you get a little glimpse of the truck. I was going to use ramps here to drive the truck up, but I'm a little close to the door. So, in the future, I'm hoping to just drive it over and pull her up pretty quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to jack up the front end a little bit. And we'll climb under there, start draining fluid, and you'll come along with me. Alright, so now that we got that jacked up, we'll crawl under there, start draining the fluid. Just go to your local parts store, O'Reilly's, AutoZone. Get yourself basically a returnable is what I call it, but a drain pan of some sort that you can take back to them later and recycle the oil or the transmission fluid. So I have multiple of those. I have one that holds 55 quarts. And then I have one that holds, I believe it's 20, maybe 20. So we'll use the small one for now, just because it's easier. These transmissions do have drain plugs. So we'll get under there and start draining it. All right, we're under the truck. Got my pan ready. So what we'll do is a 15 mil. We'll get this broke free and start draining the old fluid. And then we'll take the pan off, which I'll show you what I do there and all the torque specs. Let's see if we get this broke there. Easy, good. Sometimes you gotta do the impact with your hand method. But if it's torqued right, you shouldn't have to do anything crazy. There's like the gasket sticking in the pan. But let's see what this looks like, guys. I'm curious. Oh, she looks good. She's red. But like I said, it's a peace of mind thing. Right, for me, I want to know that I got the best fluid possible in my truck. But this fluid looks really, really good. Doesn't smell bad. It looks cherry red. Exactly what we want to see. What I found with Castrol, especially, like I said, the Transcend 668, whatever you want to call it, I found that the transmission runs a little cooler and that it shifts a lot better. That's my personal experience. Somebody who's an engineer on watching this may prove me wrong, but just being a guy that loves these trucks and works on all of them, I found that this is the best fluid to put in these transmissions. Do not cheap out on this stuff. Right? These transmissions aren't cheap, and for a built one, you're about $7,000 range. That's only a 750 build, so I'd rather just keep this thing healthy and knowing it's got the best stuff possible in it. But let's let that drain a little bit, and then we'll pull this spin on. Now the spin on down here, and I'll see if I can get a good video of it. It's pretty crusty. You can see there, it looks pretty old. I don't know if that's an Allison brand, it's blue. So we'll see. But look at that fluid, you can even see it here at the back of the daylight. Red as can be. Love it. Alright, I'm gonna pause this. We'll let it drain a little bit just so I can start taking the pan down. Be right back with you guys. Alright guys, we're ready for the spin-on filter. Tilt you back a little bit. I'm not used to this YouTube stuff, so you have to bear with me. Hopefully it's helping somebody. But we're gonna get this thing out of here. It looks pretty crusty. You can see a little rust up there, so oh yeah, she's moving. If you don't have one of these pliers, the oil filter wrench pliers, buy some. I got them in all sizes, and it's been the best thing ever. I've invested a lot in tools over the last 4 years, just working on things a lot, and it's been the best thing I've done. Oh yeah, that filter looks a little more dark in here. So we'll see. Let that drain for a second. I don't see any branding on this filter, guys. See, don't cheap out. Just buy good stuff. Just buy it. Just money. It's just money. Make sure you get your magnet. There's the magnet. Oh yeah, this filter looks a little old. Good thing we're doing this, guys. So here's your magnet, And there is metal on this magnet. Oh yeah. Yeah, there is metal on here. See it on my fingers here. Yep, we'll clean that up really good. Let's set that down for now. Get my rag. Let's get that cleaned up. We'll put that on first. I'm just gonna hit it with some brake clean and some rags, and then I'll get back with you guys on putting the new PPE filter on there. All right, I got the magnet all cleaned up. I cleaned up the whole thing with some brake clean. Do not forget your magnet, guys. That's the most crucial part. Do not forget it. You can install it onto your filter or here. I like to put them back up here, and then we'll take your filter. We'll screw that up on there. You can see this is a really nice filter. It's a lot bigger. I've already taken some transmission fluid and put it around that gasket, the O-ring there, just so it doesn't, you know, get sealed when it's dry. Right? You want something you want lubricated, otherwise it can be a pain in the ass to get off. And I like to just put these on a little tight. Perfect. Right there. Alright, wipe that off so it looks pretty. Sure, get some comments that put it on too tight. It's alright. I'm the one that's got to deal with it, so. But she's on there, so now we can take our pan off. So let's record that. But just for the sake of size comparison, I want to show you guys. So if we look here at this filter, how much bigger it is. Take the old unbranded filter, whatever this is, and we hold it up there for size. Look at that. It's a lot bigger. So a lot better filter. Should really help here with this thing. But make sure you clean your magnet, clean your surfaces up, put your magnet back, and then lube up the seal around this filter. But let's start taking the pan down now. So it is all 13 millimeters for your bolts. And I've got all but the last one out. If you're by yourself, hold one end here, because the pan will come down, and spin out the last bolt all the way. You can use an impact to get these out. Don't use an impact putting back in. Alright, that's a big no-no. So we'll impact them out, we'll hand thread back in, and then we'll torque the spec. So let's get this all the way out here. Alright, the bolt's out. Let's set that down here. We are going to spill some fluid. I'm going to try to be as clean as possible here. Let's get this down as flush as we can. Here. Okay. Set this down. Alright. So there's some more fluid coming down. That's why you want this here. And then there's your exposed. Doesn't look too bad. The filter doesn't look too clogged. But peace of mind, right? So let's pull this out and then we'll look at it. Your filter here, just real quick, I'll do this while I'm here. All you gotta do is grab your filter, kind of wiggle it, and then just give it a gently pry down, and there you go. Oh, we are making a mess. That's normal in this garage. Alright, real life example of how things go sometimes, guys. So there's your OEM filter. We'll put OEM back in it. You can see these are supposed to be silver. See a little bit of material, but nothing crazy. Inside here looks really good. So let's set this down and we'll pull it out as one assembly, and I'll pull you guys out with me. Alright, so we got the pan out. Let's see the fluid. It's not cherry red now, I'm looking at it. A little darker. Let's pour this out here into the pan. It actually looks really good, guys. If I had to be honest, I don't see a lot of metal. Even the magnet looks pretty clean, which is good. Makes me happy. So here's your pan. You can see inside there. So now we'll go through. We'll take the pan. I have a gravel side drive. We'll clean this in with brake clean. We'll wipe down the gasket surfaces. You know, I'm really big on clean. Anything has to be clean, right? So a lot of brake clean, sanding this stuff, right? Just with a towel. You can use a little bit of Scotch-Brite, don't go crazy. Just to get rid of some, you know, unneeded buildup of, right, dirt, grime. But we'll go ahead and clean this up really good. I'll take you guys out there. Alright, so GoPro died, but I just took a little Scotch-Brite, cleaned up around here really well, so you don't go crazy. Just clean up all the grime, then hit it with the last coat of brake clean. And if you see little marks, you can just get in there and give her a nice little scrub. I'm gonna change brake clean bottles just because it's getting a little. I'll do this here. Get it really, really good. A little bit more down here. Just so that gasket can sit on a nice flush surface. So that's what you guys want to do, get it nice and clean. And then let's go put the new filter in the truck. Alright, before you get too far, and we clean up the surface, you're going to want to take a pick here, turn the camera a little bit, and you want to pull that old seal out. And I'll show you what it looks like. When you're doing this, get a right angle pick. Be very careful. You don't want to jab and mar up. It's just aluminum. So what I like to do is I like to go in a circle and just slowly pull on the seal. I'm not trying to go crazy. I'm not trying to mar up the aluminum. All I'm trying to do is slowly pull this seal out. It will take a little bit of finagling. But you'll see it move. Just be very careful. You don't want to go crazy. You can see it moving, this one just being stubborn. Here it comes. There she goes. And this is what your seal will look like. This is what I'm referring to when I say seal. This little guy right here. So I just come in here and I hook it and I'm pulling down. So now we can discard that because the new filter comes with one. And we'll clean up our surfaces here where the gasket will. Spray, brake clean, and wipe down. So I'll do that now. Just to show you guys what I do. You take this, just spray really good. All around. And then take a rag, preferably a blue shop towel, and just wipe where the gasket needs to go, just so it's super clean. You don't got to worry about anything. Like I said, this is the stuff that you want to do. Take your time. You don't want leaks, especially when you spend the money on nice fluids. You can see the valve body in here. Pretty common on the 6 speeds. All the 6 speeds. That looks really good. Looks good to me. Alright, so now we'll put our new filter in. I'll show you guys what that will be. Let me grab that really quick. Filter here. So what we'll do, see if we can get this camera. I've lubed it up a little bit with just tranny fluid. What you want to do is you grab your filter, you know, stick it in this hole, and you're just going to work it in a little slowly. Let that seal there, just like that. And then you're just going to place it just like that. And then I do just spray this off just so that's clean. But you really just want it to sit in there, and then once the pan comes in, the pan will hold it. So now once you get all that done, got the old seal removed, the new filter comes with the seal, lube up the seal, install this. Now we'll get our new gasket and we'll get the pan back in. So let's do that. Alright, so now, once you got your pan ready to go, you got your new gasket on. Gasket only goes one way, guys, so you can't install it wrong. I like to take my extension and I'll take 2 bolts and I hand start the bolts up there. And I'm going to do this by myself. Just, I'm sure some people are doing this by themselves at home. So what I do is I take my extension here and I put the bolt in and get it ready to go. I'll make sure that filter is nice, ready to go. Okay, so now I'll take my pan. I got it down here. And I'm going to adjust this camera so you can see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to take this and pull it up. Up here. Try not to hit anything. And then once you get it ready to line up, just hold it with your fingers, with your hand here. Take the other hand and hand start a couple bolts. So I'm going to put one in here and always hand start these. Never ever impact them on. Just go hand tight. So there's one. We'll grab our next one and I'll go right across from the last bolt that's put in. If you have to move the gasket, this is where you want to do it. Right? And the reason why I don't go crazy tight, because the gasket will move a little bit when you put all your bolts in. So we'll put this bolt in here. Just like that. So then you can let go of the pan and it holds it for you. So now what we'll do is I'll finish putting these all in and then I'll come back to you guys when I'm ready to torque. Alright. Got the bolts hand tight up there. Don't mind my light. We're going to go all the way up to 160 inch-pounds, which is about, between 13 something and 15 foot-pounds range. I like to, anytime I'm torquing something, I go in a step. So we'll start with 50 pounds, 50 inch-pounds, and we'll torque this to seat everything correctly. And I like to start with the middle bolts. So I start right here on the driver's side, and we'll tighten to 50 inch-pounds just to seat it. There's 50. And I'm gonna go across. So I'm gonna go right across here. It's almost like a star pattern on our lug nut. Don't mind the gasser going by. I'll come back straight across from it. I'm sure there is a actual sequence. I just done this for every Duramax I've worked on and never had an issue. So now we'll go back, since we did here. I'll come straight back to the other side. I like to start in the middle first, because it really seats some, because the pan will warp a little bit. Just stamp steel here. Okay, now we got that. We'll come back over here. Do these sides. And you may have to hand start the bolts again, just because once you torque them. There's that one. And let's go right across from it. Okay, I'll go straight across from the other one. Okay, and now we'll go all the way up to the top here. I'll come down, just keep going across each other, guys. You want to end at these end bolts here. You don't want to end on the actual sides of the, you want to keep going across till you get to the ends of the pan. And if you're looking under the truck, it's towards the motor and then towards the differential. Okay, we'll go back here, do this one. Okay, once you do that, we'll adjust our torque wrench here. And I'm just using a Harbor Freight 1/4 inch torque wrench. We'll adjust all the way up. Since we were at 50, let's do 110. And same pattern you just did. I'm gonna start here. Alright, now we'll go around the world. Everything's seated and looks good. Alright guys, so now don't forget to tighten your drain plug after you torque your pan. That one does have a torque spec. I just tighten, right? Just like you do on your old drain plug, right? Just go tight, don't go crazy. Just aluminum there. So just stamped steel is all it is. So got it tight. Now we'll go ahead and fill it up with castor oil. So I'll take this out of here. Set this aside. We'll get yourself, clean your funnels. If you got a new funnel, great. I just cleaned mine just to make sure it was nice and clean for the good transmission fluid we're putting in this thing. Maybe give it one more hit. But now we'll fill her up. So when you do a drain and refill, it says it takes about 7.7 quarts. What I found is this thing will probably take 10. So what is the one thing I do with anything I do on a trans is I'm going to fill it with 9 quarts. A little over, because I know that filter I just put on is dry. I want to make sure when I start this thing up, the pump sucks it up. It's got plenty of fluid. I'll go through reverse, neutral drive, neutral, reverse, park 3 times. We'll come out, we'll check it. We'll probably add, to be honest with you, another quart, maybe 2. So we'll add this. I do have the jug here. Like I said, I did buy, just because I already had the 5 gallon. This is going to be 1 gallon, right? If you do your math, 1 gallon equals how many quarts? Test some of your math knowledge. So we'll add this in and then we'll measure the rest, just to make sure we are good to go. So let's start adding this. I know everything's tight under there. So what I'm going to do is just filter this up. So adding this nice transmission fluid. Best stuff you can do for these Allisons. Just slowly add it. And I won't bore you with some of this here, but we'll add this in here and then we'll measure out the rest that I'll need, which will be about 5 quarts to get to the point where I want to go. And then I'll show you the process of once you put new fluid in, what to do, and then before you go on your drive, making sure it's full while it's running. So I won't bore you with this. I'll finish filling it up and then we'll go from there, right? But I'm gonna put 9 quarts in. I'm gonna go, I'll show you the process. I'll turn the camera back on then. And then we'll go through the 3 times. Park, reverse, neutral drive, back down 3 times. And we'll check it. We'll go around the block, come back, check it. And then we'll go for a drive after confirming no leaks. Be right back with you guys. All right guys, we're in the truck. What we're gonna do everything's good. We know everything's tight. Didn't see any leaks. I'm gonna start it. Okay, it should just suck some stuff down. I'm gonna go through reverse, neutral, drive, neutral, reverse, park. What you're doing is getting the fluid moving. One more time. Alright. So now what we'll do is we'll go out to the truck and we'll check it. But you want to keep it running this time. So we're going to talk around the motor. So, oh, of course we're going idle too. It's cold here in Iowa. I don't know if you'll ever hear me. Oh yeah, we're long. I can already see it. So it sucked it right down. I'm going to measure out another quart, stick that back in here, thick so it won't hurt it. Now, as long as you don't put another 9 quarts in, then you're really screwed. We'll add this in here. Now you see why I do that procedure. So we'll do this and we'll do that same procedure again. I'm not even going to check this, guys. I'm going to put this fluid in and then I'm going to go do that same procedure. And we'll come back and check where we're at. Let this thing suck all that good fluid in there. So in total, guys, just to be transparent, we're at 11 quarts so far. That's without driving it. So now you see why I always go get I get the 5 gallon. Now I do have that high efficiency filter, so that it changes a little bit, not too terribly much. Get another rag. Let that filter sit there for a second. That funnel, excuse me. Put that in there. Let's put this back so we can start it again. Truck is a little tall. I'm 6'2", and the truck is leveled, but it's on a little hill here. So, all right, let's do that same procedure. Let's go in there and start her. Go through the gears. All right, you guys are getting live feed here. Let it sit there for a second. Goes right into gear. One. Getting everything moving in the valve body, torque converter, all the stuff. Alright, now let's go see where we're at. Alright guys, let's go for a drive. I've added another quart. So in all, we're about 12 and a half quarts. That's with pulling the pan, putting a new internal filter, putting the high efficiency PPE filter on. But let's go see. One thing, the reason why I did this, more of just peace of mind, because I want all my trucks to run great. I want to know they have the best fluids in them. I'm pretty picky on that. Especially, see there's a race truck sitting over there.
Right, I want to make sure everything's the best. So, but one thing I did notice, we're in tune 3 right now. If we click here, 1, 2, 3, we're in tune 3. Trans is sitting at 151 degrees. One thing I noticed, it just shifted kind of hard in 3, and then especially when it locked converter. I mean, I know when you lock a converter, you're gonna feel it. But I wanted to see if this new fluid and new external filter was gonna help a little bit. So you're getting a live reaction here, guys, because I mean, I've had this truck for about a month. I've done a little bit of work to it, just more like maintenance and knowing everything's done. And you're getting a live reaction of me here responding to. So I'm trying to give it some easy throttle, let it go through the gears. Oh yeah, she feels really smooth. Oh, I didn't even feel converter locked there. Converter is locked. We're in 4th. We're gonna go down, and we are. And here comes 5th. There's 5th. And let's see. We get to 6th. There's 6th. Wow, that's night and day difference. I gotta be honest with you guys. I've always really liked Castrol. You call it Castrol, Transcend, 668, whatever you want to call it. I've used it in all my Duramaxes I've worked on, and in many of the vehicles that I've worked on, or many of the trucks I've worked on for people, they get the same fluid, and always great results. Now, when we do some computer settings on these L5Ps, is what I'll call it. We go through, and I have a snap-on scanner, and I do a fast adapt to learn after doing the computer settings, and just so I know that the trans is ready to learn with what's done to the motor. This one, you know, I bought it and haven't done that, so you know, these transmissions are always learning themselves, guys. That's one thing about these Allisons, is they're always learning. So I don't think I'll need to with this one. We'll turn around up here at this turnaround, and we'll give her a little bit of spiciness just to make sure she is solid. I'm in tune 3 now, guys. Oh, don't mind the rub, that's the mud flaps. Don't rub so bad, but let's put on a little hill here. Alright, let's give her a little bit of spiciness just to make sure she's solid. She burns really clean. It's only tune 3, guys. Oh yeah, she shifted really good. I'm staying consistent about half throttle. There we go. Got to about 72 here in Mexico. But pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I love the sound of these L5Ps. The truck I've always wanted. It's just a stout truck. I mean, it doesn't take much to make these things fun. I mean, a high flow bundle kit is going to really help with this truck breathe, and that's all I'm about going to do to it. I mean, I'm not planning on going crazy power. I just want something that's reliable, but you know, also is fun to drive. So that's this video. Hopefully this helped a lot of people. I know there's a lot of videos out there, but this is real life. You know, if you're in your garage or you're in your driveway, you can do this. You just need simple tools. Right? I go spend I think it's like between $30 or $40 on a 1/4 inch torque wrench. So you torque the bolts on the pan so you know those are to spec. And then I'll put the links below for Amazon for the fluid, filters, and then where to buy the gasket at, because you want to go OEM gasket on that as well. But night and day difference. Hopefully this helps somebody. And next video I'll be doing is the thermal bypass for this thing, so it's always getting fluid. You don't have to worry about that thing opening and closing. I'll video that, but I'll get that from WC Fab. I think it's like $65. And then hopefully next spring I'll be doing a high flow bundle kit for this thing, so you guys can I'll video that of how to do that and some other things to do. But thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe, I'm trying to do a lot more videos now. I do a lot of work on stuff, and you know, sometimes I just forget to grab the camera. So give me a subscribe, and if you like this video, comment on some things, and look forward to the next video. See ya.